And joining us now on Futbol Americas, the MVP of the NWSL Championship match, Midge Purce, her 2 assists. The big contributors is Gotham FC got a 2-1 victory over OL Reign last weekend in San Diego. Midge, welcome back to the show. The last time we talked, we were fieldside at Snapdragon Stadium. You were in a very celebratory mood. What have you been up to since?
I've been keeping that energy going, still celebrating. I've been calling it a tired euphoria.
A tired euphoria. All right, I could get behind that. Now, I'm surprised you didn't show up to this interview still wearing your goggles, because that's the image that has really gone viral. You, not just with the goggles, with the cigar, with the MVP trophy, with the NWSL Championship trophy. You were giving off some very Michael Jordan vibes, I gotta say, Midge.
I haven't won anything in a really long time, so, you gotta go big.
Tell me the story about the cigar, because I was reading somewhere, apparently you've been saving that one for a while, is that right?
I have wanted to enjoy a cigar after a championship win for years. For years, this has been in my plans, and my dad, actually a long time ago, gave me a box of cigars because he's the reason why I have cigars. And I've been holding on to them, and it was the perfect time.
It's a great story. Speaking of great stories, I feel like we had all the great storylines heading into this final, especially with the farewells for Megan Rapinoe and Ali Krieger. For you guys who were living the game and living kind of championship week, how present was that kind of within the dressing room as you guys were preparing for the game?
Oh, the feeling was ubiquitous. It was everywhere. It was all consuming. We felt it. We felt it on the last practice. The slogan, I guess, for this year was, "It's not Ali Krieger's last game." And we made it all the way to the last game. And it was crazy to internalize and digest that it was her last game. So we felt it, but it was a beautiful moment.
Of course, the opposite of that is what happened to Megan Rapinoe just like 3 minutes into the game. Obviously, you're in competitive mode at that time, but surely you can appreciate kind of just what a shift, that was for the stadium, for the game, for the event. What did it feel like as a player when she's taken off the field there?
I don't have words for how awful that was. I felt for Pino in that moment. I think everyone in the stadium felt for Pino in that moment, and it was really an unfortunate event.
Did you feel like after she left the game, maybe the traffic on that side of the field kind of opened up? Because it was maybe right 20 minutes after she's gone that you really start to take over. Did that have any impact on the actual gameplay on Saturday?
I'm sure that Pino not being on the field shifted a lot for them, mentally, emotionally, and just in their tactics. I don't know how much it affected my team's approach, because it was only 3-4 minutes in, so we didn't really even get a feel for anything. But the shift was felt in general.
All right, so walk us through the play. And when I say the play, there's no doubt, right? It's the setup for Lynn Williams. Herculez Gomez was talking about it on the last episode of Futbol Americas. Sure, it's impressive you beat 3 players, Midge, but you took 4 players out with the pass. That was even sweeter.
My favorite thing about this play is that this is such a team goal, and I think people don't realize how much of it is. Esther's run to the near post is the most selfless run that a 9 can make, and it parts the Red Sea. It opens it up for Lynn so well, so she can get that tap in. And what a brilliant run she has. But this is a team goal. This is designed. We practice this cutback all the time. We practice this run. But to get people to make those type of sacrificial runs, it's hard. So a lot of respect to both of them.
Yeah, nobody you want to be feeding in the middle more than Lynn Williams, right?
Yeah, or Esther. One of the two. Great options to have in the box.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Esther, what a header on that corner kick for the eventual game winner. Were you expecting that? I didn't know she had that in her bag.
Oh, she has that in her locker. She's so good in the air. She is just a complete baller, like a complete player. And what an addition. We wouldn't be here without her. She's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely one of the reasons you can point to, although she got here really late in the season to the turnaround. What else would you point to kind of explain the worst to first that we just witnessed with you guys?
Coaching staff. I think the club did a whole reform we had a reformation within the club, and then the coaching staff came in and brought this completely new attitude, energy, approach, and we were all bought in, even when it was difficult and hard, and it paid off. They were absolutely incredible, and I think in a lot of the games when you see us play, we're not necessarily the better team every time, but we're better coached and we're more disciplined a lot of the time.
I'm sure some of that came through in the second half. Walk us through your emotions in the second half of that final, because you're the team that has the lead. You're trying to hang on, and things got crazy there at the end with the red card.
Things got so wild. I did not know how to react. I actually think about that moment a lot, and I get this pang of anxiety because I'm like, they could have scored, and that would have changed everything. It's really bizarre. I don't know how to walk you through my emotions. That was the craziest game I've ever been a part of, with the red card, with the free kick, and then the seemingly 2 minutes of extra time added after the free kick. Yeah, I was like, blow the whistle.
Well, finally they did blow the whistle, and you got your NWSL championship. I want to talk national team because we've got some big news with Emma Hayes coming in. But before we talk national team, I want to talk about analyzing the national team, because Midge, you joined the dark side. Of course, you couldn't participate in the World Cup. You were part of the media. I saw you doing the show there with Katie Nolan, Just Women's Sports. What was it like to be on the other side of the microphone?
That was a lot of fun. I think it was a great opportunity to be out of my comfort zone and see how the other half lives. Katie was fantastic. JR, producer, was incredible. So it was a really great experience.
What was it like watching the World Cup as an athlete? Because I know obviously the dream for you is to be there. You saw the team struggling, and I'm sure, watched it from afar, kind of feeling that you could help must have been tough.
It's not fun. It's a painful thing, but at the same time, a lot of things can exist at once. And while it's not fun, it's really beautiful to see some of your friends live out their dream and do really well, and root for them and cheer for them and want them to do really well. So it was a niche experience.
A niche experience. All right. It sounds like there's more to that, but we'll have to dig into that on another episode. I got to ask you about Emma Hayes. This is one of the biggest names in all of women's football. What's your reaction to hearing that she'll now be the next manager of the U.S. Women?
Well, like you said, one of the biggest names in all of international football. I welcome her to the U.S. I think she's going to be absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see what she does.
As somebody who's part of this team, part of the dressing room, what does she need to know about this group to get the best out of y'all?
Oh, I stay in my lane. I think she knows exactly what she needs to do, and I think she'll do just that.
All right, fair enough. Very political from the player's perspective. I can respect that. What about the Olympics coming up? Because we know the Olympics is a whole different animal from the World Cup, right? Roster spots, it's a lot tougher to make an Olympic roster, usually just down to 18. How stiff do you think, Midge, the competition is going to be for one of those 18 roster spots?
I think every time we have any type of tournament, any qualifier, World Cup, it's always difficult to make the roster. And it's no different than the past. It will be incredibly hard and an incredibly honorable position.
How does missing out on the World Cup maybe impact you and your thoughts, your desires about the Olympics?
They don't, to be quite honest. It's a new cycle. It's a new coach. I think that everyone kind of enters new cycles with the same attitude, which is it's earned, and you got to go after and get it again.
Speaking of earning it, I think a lot of people are thinking, all right, if the U.S. is going to get back on top, they're going to have to earn it at this Olympics after the disappointing showing. Is it realistic for us as American fans to still think that the U.S. women's national team should be considered a gold medal favorite heading into the Olympics?
Wow, absolutely. It's shocking to me that anyone would categorize it as unrealistic. International football is anyone's game. Anyone can win that tournament. So, yeah.
That's some confidence there. There's some confidence there from Midge Purce. All right, well, Midge, can't wait to see you back on the field with the national team. Congratulations on all the success with Gotham FC, and enjoy what little sliver of an off season you do have, because I know it's brief.
Thank you.